1 year after Pax Romana ended, many countries decided to make provinces since many countries were getting very large, so they needed to manage their territories better. The first country to do this was Rome due to Gaul protests in early 1399 BC. But provinces in countries with only one city were very bad besides the province with the only city, so the Akoish Empire, the Coptic Kingdom, Uzbekistan, Lalaxnia, Eglakon, and many more only had 1 to 2 provinces. In the Middle East, the Israeli provinces of Canaan and North Levant rebelled in 1397 BC. The Canaan rebellion did way better since it launched from the city of Hezekiah and easily took over Zionberg, Nejaphera, and Savavale. The reason the North Levant didn't do so hot is because there weren't any cities to conquer, so the rebels were just farmers and they got crushed easily. Meanwhile in Canaan they took Jerusalem and caused the collapse of Israel. The post-war states were Canaan, North Levant, and Central Israel. In 1334 BC, Egypt decided to expand west along the coast until they reached the Lionist Empire. They built a city in their new land named Tripoli. Around 30 years later in 1300 BC, iron was found in Kievan Rus in Persia. This was more significant than you might think because Kievan Rus figured out how to make it into tools and armor, making it the Iron Age. This caused Kievan Rus, Persia, and the other countries that had iron to become rich and powerful. But some powerful nations like the Germanic Empire and Rome didn't have much iron, so in 1278 BC, the Germanic Empire declared war on the Kiewa-Polska Agreement. The Germanic army quickly flooded over the Polskan border and reached Warsaw quickly, but they couldn't capture it until they pushed further east and surrounded it. Then by attacking from all sides, they captured Warsaw. The Kievan Rus decided to surrender and the peace treaty known as the Treaty of Kiewa-Polska was signed in 1277 BC. It stated that the Germanic Empire would get most of western Polska and the rest would be left alone, but the Kievan Rus would have to give the Germanic Empire significant amounts of iron every year. In the Middle East, Canaan and Egypt started to have good relations, but then, the Lionist Empire declared war on Egypt due to the fact that Egypt expanded over to border the eastern reaches of the Lionists. The war started in 1225 BC, but Egypt was prepared for this war as they had fortifications on the border, so the war dragged on. Meanwhile in 1238 BC, most countries obtained iron and have used it to make tools and other equipment by this point. In 1192 BC, people started to settle in modern-day Austronesia and Oceania. This caused 2 new countries to exist which were known as Uluru Tribal Kingdom with their capital being Uluru and the Brotherhood of Java with their capital being Jakarta.